because they failed to pay rent. I have 6 children. These people make $350,000 a year is what they claimed on the rental application. I'm going to lose health insurance tomorrow, and my house is going into a foreclosure period as of tomorrow is 90 days late. They've just been sitting in my house, sir.
This is incorrect.
Are there people still in the premises?
I don't know. I would have to text them. I don't know if they're on the premises presently.
So here's what I'm going to do.
All right, folks. Today we're diving into a case that honestly feels like a parody. But nope, it's real. We're talking about a viral TikTok influencer who's gained attention not for dance videos or life hacks, but for something way more outrageous: teaching people how to illegally squat in homes they don't own. Yes, you heard that right. This person is literally building a following by giving tutorials on how to take over other people's property. Like squatting is some kind of entrepreneurial lifestyle. It's the kind of content that makes you sit back and ask, how did we get here as a society? But thankfully, Judge Simpson isn't buying the hype. From the moment court is in session, you can feel the tension rising, and rightfully so. Because when someone walks into court acting like property theft is a side hustle, you can expect the judge to come down hard. And believe me, he does dot the entitlement on display. Next level. The lack of remorse. Off the charts. It's like this. Influencer genuinely believes the law is optional if your Wi-Fi signal is strong enough. But this isn't social media. This is real life. And Judge Simpson is here to remind everyone of that. Let me know in the comments how you feel about this squatter trend. Personally, I think it's dangerous, destructive, and downright disrespectful. Not just to property owners, but to people who are genuinely struggling and trying to follow the law. Drop your thoughts below. Should squatters face harsher penalties? Is this kind of content crossing a serious line? And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more real courtroom moments, legal breakdowns, and the kind of chaos you truly have to see to believe. Now buckle up, because this hearing gets intense. Let's get into it.
I'm Jordan Leppick. I'm also on this case. Jared Leppick,
Yes.
unfortunately, was diagnosed with influenza A this morning. So he had his Zoom going and can mic in if need be, but he's got very little of a voice at this point.
Okay. All right. And yes, I do see him signed in. All right. Andrew Elliott or Traversia, is it Burrell?
Traversia Borelli.
Okay. Sorry.
That's
All right. Okay. What are we doing on this case?
Last week, sir, you had asked that they be out of the house before the hearing today. And as of right now, they're still moving stuff out of the property. There's still people on property, including a couple of unauthorized additional roommates that weren't included in the lease. And we have yet to get in contact with Mr. Elliott. He is the named person on our lease. So we would just like to see what his status is. We haven't heard from him since the 7th. And the last thing we received from him in writing was an email admitting to the debt owed and the wrongdoing on his part, stating that he can provide the court of a copy with this email. In his own words, he states, "We will obviously not refute what you are owed. We have no intention to. We would honor the court decision of the debt, which would additionally include legal fees. Given our contract is under the laws of Michigan, there is very little that can be garnished as the bulk of my earnings are earned as independent contractor." In this email, he proposed a payment plan that we were uncomfortable with agreeing to because he's offered us specific payment arrangements over the last.
Can I stop you, please?
Absolutely.
All right. How much are you claiming is owed?
So as of right now, he owes $15,000 plus court costs of $234.43. If I may, could I give you like 90 seconds of backstory, sir?
Not really.
Okay.
Your Honor,
I don't know that I'm necessarily going to need it.
Okay.
Ma'am, are you moving out?
Yes, we've returned the key. I have a couple of friends currently helping me move out the remaining things. I'm actually at the U-Haul Center right now, and they are getting the rest of the items out presently under the supervision of the land manager.
Okay. So And ma'am, are you disputing the amount they're claiming is owed?
I am.
You are?
Yes, I am. We
Okay.
owe.
How much do you think you owe?
So we owe December and January. That's $10,000. We paid a $1,000 late fee in November and a $2,000 late fee in September and October. We believe that these should be subtracted from the total owed due to illegality of those fees. Also, we were subjected.
How much is monthly rent?
Your Honor,
5,000.
monthly rent is $5,000 a month. This is a 4,000 square foot house that we were under contract for them to purchase. And we have done a series of short-term leases as they were waiting on the state.
Okay. So here's the thing. Is she right about, she just listed off, I think, $4,000 of late fees that they paid.
No, sir, that is incorrect. Those were from the previous lease. See, at first we did a 60-day lease, and then we extended that once their house was not sold. So we have 2 prior leases to this short-term lease, and we only enforce late fees on one of the months under those leases. And I can submit documentation of all this, sir.
Honestly, I can't help but feel for Judge Simpson in this situation. The guy looks absolutely baffled, and who could blame him? He's sitting there trying to uphold the law, while someone in the top left corner of the screen is out here, living rent-free and treating it like it's some kind of extended vacation package. And somehow, it's legal for now. It blows my mind that people can just plant themselves in someone else's home, never pay a dime in rent, and still have the legal system protect them, while the actual homeowner has to jump through a wall. A wallow pre a wallow. And somehow, it's legal for a wallow. Its leaguing needs perceive. Its breeze of costu. Me's carew, muse wallow. Meet, me, pee. I big zibs. With wallows, gar I. What I'm so lus. They are I'm so moa with so I segate in tuz. It's a cat. Were it's a set to be it. It's a sick it. Be it it's a kit to bit it. It's I it's it to do I it's it tick up be it's leaves it's a created a split to the app the could swerve a suka and it's a part of it's a kind of ridiculous number of hoops just to get their own property back. I mean, how do you wake up every day in a house you don't own and feel zero shame about it? And here's what makes it worse. More often than not, these squatters don't leave. Quietly, they trash the place. We're talking tens of thousands in property damage, destroyed appliances, holes in walls, you name it. And yet, they somehow walk away without facing real consequences. That's not just a legal failure. That's a societal one, in my opinion. The laws that allow this need serious reform. The system is way too lenient, and frankly, it enables this kind of behavior. If you're living in someone else's home without paying rent and then damaging it on the way out, that should carry criminal consequences. But hey, maybe I'm being too harsh. What do you think? Should squatters face jail time for what they do to these homes? Or is there a better way to balance tenant rights with homeowner protections? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I really want to know how others see this. Because personally, I think it's time the laws caught up with reality.
So can I.
I do have claims that ACHs were sent that were never received to my account, sir, as well as proof of funds that I received in December and no payment was made out of that. The last communication I had about a payment arrangement was on December 13th, and I was informed by Mr. Elliott that day that his wife had sent an ACH. However,
okay, look, folks. Oh, ma'am, here's what's going to happen. What date are you going to be out of the premises?
We're already out.
Your stuff
You're
is still
already out.
Right.
And they have surrendered the keys?
Yes, and it's in the process of being removed as we speak. So we are out. It'll be another hour or two, I think, before it's all of our stuff is gone.
So then the only issue is what's owed.
Right. I also want to bring up, if I may, Your Honor, we were subjected to a wrongful lockout, so we are due 3 times damages of the $150 for a locksmith as outlined in Michigan's anti-lockout statute, totaling $450, which I also have evidence of.
Okay. All right,
Your
look,
Honor,
folks.
Your Honor,
Yeah.
I'm house because they failed to pay rent. I have 6 children. These people make $350,000 a year is what they claimed on the rental application. I'm going to lose health insurance tomorrow, and my house is going into a foreclosure period as of tomorrow is 90 days late. They have money. They had subletters or whoever living with them, and I don't know if they were running a homeless shelter, if they were pocketing the rent that their roommates paid. They've
No.
just been sitting in my house, sir.
This is incorrect.
Okay. All right. So here's the thing. Possession has been granted. There are 2 parts to the case. Possession's been granted or surrendered to the plaintiff. So possession is not.
Sorry.
Pardon?
There are still people at the house. One of them had a residence established there, apparently. They're still at the house. And unfortunately, our property manager expired at noon today, as it is the last day of the month. So any clean out of anything left behind, I'm going to have to go assess for any damages left on my own next week.
All right. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. They've surrendered possession of the unit. Ma'am, to your knowledge, are there people in the premises?
Yes, there
Ms.
is.
Burrell? Are there people still in the premises?
I don't know. I would have to text them. I don't know if they're on the premises presently, but we were told that we could get the remainder of the items out. So they would be doing that if they are not presently at the U-Haul Center where I am now. I'm just using my phone to do this.
Possession to the premises has been surrendered. Ma'am, as of, given everything that I'm hearing, your management contract expires, at midnight tonight? Is that the deal? Or
Yeah, yes. And we can't afford to pay a property manager anymore.
Hang on. I hear you. I'm just trying to, because you're in North Carolina, right?
Yes, sir. But I will have to make a trip up to North Carolina to assess anything.
I know. I guess you're out of state. You've got a property manager here that won't be the property manager tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
So what? I should let you guys talk, and then I'll just go back and then come back out. Because either you're going to listen to me or not.
I genuinely can't wrap my head around how this squatter is just sitting there, looking smug, like he's the one who's been wronged. Let's be real. You broke into someone's home, refused to pay rent, and now you want to act like the system. Failed you? The level of delusion is unbelievable, and this is exactly why squatter protections need a serious overhaul. These laws were originally designed to prevent landlords from wrongfully evicting vulnerable tenants, not to become a loophole for freeloaders. Looking to live rent-free while dragging property owners through months of expensive court proceedings. It's frustrating on every level, especially when you see homeowners like this woman who clearly just want their home back, being forced to stay calm, while someone who's taken advantage of them gets legal protection. That said, I really wish she would let Judge Simpson finish his thought. I totally get her pain, and she's absolutely justified in being upset. But judges don't rule based on emotion. They deal in facts, and cutting in every few seconds doesn't help her credibility, even if her case is airtight. She's not wrong, she's just overwhelmed. But unfortunately, in court, even the right message can get lost if the delivery doesn't land. And that's what makes cases like this so hard to watch. You see who's right, but the process still has to play out by the book. So what do you think? Should squatter rights still exist in today's legal landscape? Or is it time to wipe the slate clean and write new laws that actually protect property owners? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I've got a feeling there's going to be a lot to say on this one.
Possession's been surrendered. I'm going to give the authority, I'm going to grant to the plaintiff the authority to prevent waste under 4.201I, that you may lock and secure the premises effective 3 o'clock today. The reason I'm doing that is so that you can get your property manager, go over there. You can order a locksmith. You can change the locks at 3 p.m. today. Whatever else needs to get out, if you don't get it out by that time, you said you surrendered, you're giving them the keys, they're giving you grace to get some of the stuff out. If it's not out, not out.
That's perfectly fine, Your Honor. Thank you.
then the issue regarding the money is going to have to be done. Now, I might as well, because the parties don't seem to agree, set this matter for trial. You have to come up next week. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so trying to time this, if you come up, how long are you going to be up here?
Very short amount of time, sir, as I have children in North Carolina in school. So a day.
Okay. So if I I was just going to set this for a trial. So I can set a trial date, but I'm going to need the parties in person because apparently there's going to be a lot of documentation. So I'm trying to set it. So here's what I'll do. Because we're really talking about the money, but we got to get the premises secured first. So we've dealt with that. What's my date? March the 4th? 11th. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a non-jury trial as to the money issues for March 11th, 2025 at 9 a.m. That's in person. So I've tried to set that, ma'am, I tried to set it out far enough so that you could make arrangements or do what needs to be done to come up. We'll hear it that day. So if it has to be a one-day trip, it's a one-day trip. But I've just tried to put it out to, I think you get what I'm saying. Okay?
Absolutely.
But I'm allowing you to secure the premises. You're going to come up here, check on it. That way you can assess what damages or other things there may be there. Bring ledgers, all other documentation you want the court to look at on March 11th, and then we'll hear your case. Okay?
Ron, might I ask one question?
Sure.
Rather than pushing it out, I can make arrangements. I will make it work. Like I said, we're actually going into a 90-day foreclosure period tomorrow. And so time is kind of essence.
Got it. Then the best I could do is the 18th. What day? Yeah. The best I could then do is February 18th. I could push it up to that day. Will that be better for you?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
So non-jury trial in this matter then will be set for February 18th, 2025, 9 a.m. Okay.
And one more question. Will Mr. Lepek have to appear as well, or will me be appearing sufficient just because he can't afford time off of work right now?
Well, he might want to have himself, if you're here, he may want to have himself. I will allow understanding childcare, work, those things. I would allow him to appear via Zoom.
Thank you. And as far as Mr.
So that he's present, but you will have to be here in person.
Understood. And Mr. Elliott?
He needs to appear. If he doesn't appear, then I do what I got to do.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, may I ask a question?
Sure.
My partner might not be able to get off work either, but I can show up. Is that a problem?
I will give you the same. Okay. I will give you the same opportunities that I give the other side in fairness. So you may appear, but he would have to be available via Zoom.
All right, guys, part 2 of this wild case drops tomorrow, so make sure you stay tuned because trust me, it only gets worse. I just came across this story recently, and honestly, it made my blood boil. The guy, let's just call him the Elliot. Squatter is the kind of person who makes you question how squatter laws even exist in the first place. Think about it. He takes over someone else's home, refuses to leave. And somehow the homeowner is the one who has to go through months of court hearings and spend thousands of dollars in legal fees just to get their own property back. That's not just backwards. It feels like the legal system is protecting the trespasser more than the victim. And don't even get me started on Michigan's squatter laws. If someone occupies your home for as little as 30 days, you're required to file a formal eviction, even if they broke in, without permission. Meanwhile, the squatter's inside ordering DoorDash and acting like they're the rightful owner. I mean, seriously, how is it that breaking into a car gets you arrested, but breaking into a home might get you tenants' rights? It just doesn't add up, if you ask me. These laws need a complete overhaul. At minimum, if a squatter can't provide a written agreement or lease, they should be removed immediately. Same day, no drawn-out eviction process. If it's clearly trespassing, the response should be immediate, no questions asked. But hey, that's just my take. What do you think? Should squatters be kicked out on the spot? Or do you think there's any logic behind the way these laws work? I really want to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment below and let me know where you stand on this issue. And if you're enjoying these breakdowns, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss part 2. I post daily and always appreciate your support. Thanks again for watching, and as always, take care and stay informed.